Hello and welcome to today's video. The date today is the 4th of April 2026, and coincidentally today is my Earth birthday, so I am probably dressed a little bit ceremonially, wearing exactly the same outfit that I wore for a ceremony that I undertook in Sacred Valley in November 2025. In respect of birthdays and ages, I guess it's another chronological year gone by, although the importance of that is really of no particular consequence to myself. I did learn a long time ago that we're effectively three ages. We are our chronological age, so how long, the number of years we've been in this current incarnation. We're also a biological age, so biologically is what our physical body is. So you could be a young 60-year-old biologically, maybe if you're lucky the body of a 40-year-old, or you could be a old 60-year-old biologically, maybe the body of an 80-year-old, and those are things that we do have some control over. But the age that we have the most control over is our mental age. So there's nothing stopping one being whatever mental age one wants to be. You can grow old before your time, stay young, forever young, and that is the most important age of the three. Anyway, we'll move on from there, and I just wanted to talk today. I've got up to the last word in my Gnostic universal realms uncovered symbology, and the word uncovered, and I've just pulled out yet another chakra card, and today we've got, so I get that on there correctly, we've got the first card of the major arcana, which is the Fool. The Fool. And what is the Fool? Well, it's the start of the journey, really. I mean, the Fool commences the journey. If we're talking in the spiritual realm, they're off to find something somewhere out in the distance or within that they currently don't have. I'll just read out of the book as to the interpretation of this card. The Fool. The adventure begins. The roots of our Fool's gown illustrate her connection to the earth. Although they are a part of her essential being, she will need to break free from these roots in order to travel the path ahead. The journey begins with her, and she is in us. So what are we really looking for? What happens on this journey of the spirit? And I'm going to talk to you about my journey, of course. It's who I can speak to from experience, and what's happened on the journey along the way has been what I will utilize the word uncovered. I've been uncovering things, and ultimately what I've done is I've uncovered the true me, or the true me to the level that I've uncovered it, which is yet to be complete and is an ongoing journey. But what I've done is I've taken away the old me, so I've stripped back the layers of the old me. So we're talking again my belief systems, my education, people, events that have happened in the past, how they've affected me positively, negatively. And the reason we're doing that, or I've done that, is to discover the true essence of the person, or the true essence of the soul, and how that's manifested itself is, again, through experience and through events and through visuals, through feelings, through emotions. I realised that the prior person that I was such a limited version of who I really was. I'd learnt who I was. My ego told me who I was, and my ego controlled how I approached the world or how I saw the world. But those things are so restrictive, so constrained, don't allow for the expansionary element of the universal approach to things, the universe, the infinite, that it's vital as part of a spiritual journey to go through the death of the ego. And we're talking about getting rid of the past. It's gone. For good or bad, or whatever the experience brought us, we have chosen a new path. I have chosen a new path. And I need to get rid of pretty much everything from the past so that I can be open and receptive to anything that comes my way. Now, death of the ego, that leads to effectively a rebirth. So you're going through a process of rebirth. You're becoming a higher version of yourself, a better version of yourself, a happier version, whatever words you want to use for that, a more spiritual version of yourself. And you're finding or uncovering who you are, what your connection to the cosmos is, what your connection to nature is, what your connection to the universe is. These are all big things that in my prior way of being didn't really put much time and effort into working anything out about those, or connecting to those, or looking at the possibilities of what those things could bring me. So you're almost in a situation where you get to a stage where you are actually now remembering where you came from. So my belief, which is very much strong conviction in my soul, is that we all came from what I will call the eternal source, and it's a light. So it is the eternal light. We are beings of the eternal light, and to know that that's the case, we're beings of the universe. To know that's the case, you have to go out and find the way, or the ways, on your journey where you can actually have those experiences which will transform you into the person you are. You will become the person you actually are. To put it another way, we're talking alchemy in the sense of, I suppose if you're talking about sort of going back hundreds of years, alchemy, you read about that as the transmutation of lead into gold. Lead being the dense, dark metal, and having the ability or the methodology to transmute that from lead to gold. Gold, the golden light, the precious thing. And of course, alchemy really never was the surface visual of a piece of lead into gold. It was levels down from that, which was to talking about the transmutation of the holistic being from the dense dark matter into the precious light matter. Now, what have I uncovered along the way? Well, a lot. Way too much to talk about in one video. In fact, way too much to talk about in many videos. But I'm going to do my best to bring those to you in a video form, just to give you something to think about, and hopefully there's something in these videos that maybe gets you thinking, well, what he talks about, and he says it's amazing and it's magic and it's a stupendous place to be. Maybe you want to think about trying to get there. Again, I'm not going to tell you how to get there. I don't write how-to manuals. Can give you some suggestions, but it's not my purpose. My purpose is to say to you that it can be done. I did it. I absolutely did it. I transformed myself from the person I was to the holistic being I now am. And I live in a perpetual state of joy, happiness and love. As my previous way of being, there was no way that I could have said that, unless I was just hiding things. And now I've got nothing to hide. I've actually got lots of things to share. So I'll leave today's video at that. Thank you again for listening. If you are called to check out my other videos, I think it's about number 5 video that I'm putting up on Instagram, and have a look at those as sort of from other stuff that I've talked about in those. And of course the all-encompassing story, my story of how I transmuted, is available in written form. It's a PDF document attached to my website, which is totally free. It's not there to sell, or I'm not here to make any wealth out of my story. I mean, I've already made so much wealth out of my journey. The universe just looks after me anyway. It's totally something that I want to do from an altruistic perspective. And yeah, if you want to join in by having a look at that, maybe reading the story. Again, it's fairly extensive, so it's not an overnight read, but it has a lot in it. And again, it is my, I guess, as full a story as I can present at this stage as to my journey to date. So thank you very much for joining me, giving me the time to have a listen, and I wish you all the best for the rest of the day, and I will see you again soon. And as always, to you, namaste.